Okay, I told you about the difficulty I had finding my way from my airport to the resort. We finally did it. We thought our problems would over. Surely, getting back from the hotel to the airport would be so much simpler, right? Right? Wrong. So at this resort, because we booked so many people going to this, we had a couple room upgrades, and I was in what they call the a presidential one-bedroom suite. Very nice suite, but what it did is it came with a butler service. And they would organize your dinner for you. They would suggest things to do, help you, with short excursions if you wanted to go do some things. If you wanted to organize a special dinner like the chef's table that they had there, or if you wanted to rent cabanas. All this stuff the butler would organize. You don't have to go and find people to do it yourself. The butler would do it for you. Also, each night they would ask you where would you like to eat, because we had preferred seating, and so each night we got to choose where to go, and they would book it for us and then escort us to the restaurant, because it's a large resort, and so we would know where to go, because some of them restaurants were hidden a little bit. All well and good. And so in my mind, because remember, I'm not a resort guy, I don't do a lot of resorts and everything, and I have now the butler who organizes all this stuff for me. And I messaged them there the second last day of our stay, and I said, okay, so we have a private transport booked with this company through our package with Air Canada Vacations. It's all paid at once. Flights, hotel, transport, all that stuff. And I'd like, can you arrange to have them pick us up around 9:30 on Friday, which is our day to fly home? She says, okay, let's talk a little bit later when you get back from your excursion that we were on. We were going ATVing off in Chuka, in Negro, I guess more closer to Montego Bay. But we get back and we clean up a little bit and we meet up with her and we give her the paper. She says, okay, let me go talk to our transfer guys and everything, and I'll get back to you. She comes back to us and says, oh, well, you have to go and talk to the Air Canada representative. And apparently, up near the lobby, this big palatial open air lobby that they have where everyone comes in at, over on one side is a spa. They have coffee shop, sports bar, front desk, and all that stuff. Well, way down around the corner, way off to the side, there's this little hallway you can go down, and there is supposedly representatives from Sunwing and all the different little tour companies, and Air Canada was supposed to be there. So I head off down there, and I walk in, I say, excuse me, is the Air Canada representative here? And she goes, no, they're not here right now. And I said, oh, well, we need to have our transport for tomorrow. And they said, oh, well, over there on the table is an Air Canada book. It'll tell you what time the bus leaves tomorrow. I said, no, we book private transport for everybody to make sure we all get there on time and with all of our luggage, etc. They said, oh, well, you should have came and saw the representative the minute you arrived at the resort. I said, oh, really? They go, yeah. I said, oh, do you think you might have told us that? Do you think anywhere in the 10 sheets of paper work that they sent me on the resort, from what I could buy, what I could spend money on, to how the butler service works, to how the steamer in my room works, to making sure that, hey, you can get champagne in cabanas, and all the stuff they were trying to sell me on these 10 sheets of paper, along with my booking number for my flights and my hotel reservation number and the name of the transport company that's transferring me. That's it. Nothing about, hey, see your Air Canada representative when you get there. I didn't know there was an Air Canada representative somewhere down a hallway in the middle of the resort. So I say, okay, well, let's see, what do I do? They're nowhere to be found. And I don't know if I want all my guests that I booked on this trip jumping on a bus and maybe on separate buses and things like that. So they say, well, you can try calling the tour company. And I call the tour company that I know the name is, and they said, yes, what's your booking number? Give them the booking number. Said, oh, okay. Well, in order to schedule, you need to see your Air Canada representative. I said, they're not here. They won't be here until after we're supposed to leave for the airport tomorrow. Oh, well, maybe you should call Air Canada Vacations then. That sounds simple enough, right? Just call Air Canada Vacations then. Yeah, I know where this is going real fast. So, call Air Canada Vacations. And quote unquote, the message I get on Air Canada Vacations is if you are in the Caribbean and you are trying to make arrangements for anything there, and you are within 48 hours of your flight or hotel stay, 48 hours, we're supposed to leave the next morning. It's 5 o'clock at night. We're supposed to leave at 9:30 in the morning. Please see your Air Canada representative on site or at the airport. At the airport. That's where I'm trying to get to. How, am I supposed to hire a cab, drive to the airport, talk to somebody to make arrangements for everybody to get back? That sounds stupid, shall we say? And so I hang on the line, and it just keeps sending me to this same message. Unless this is a medical emergency, if you're seeing within 48 hours, boom. And I said, and I tried both lines. I have a travel agent line as well that I can use. And they did the same thing on the travel agent line. So I'm shaking my head with frustration now. This is my final night of the cruise. So I'm shaking with frustration now at the shuttle services that I'm getting and the service I'm getting right now for prepaid transport and all that. It was ridiculous. And I would not recommend it anymore. I've made arrangements for private transfers on my own many times, called a tour company, emailed different tour companies, and they were always there waiting for me when I arrived with a phone number, who to contact, of the driver themselves. And when I booked it through a package with Air Canada, I got nothing. Nothing. A booking number. Boom, there you go. In fact, the contact number they gave me was me, because I was the agent who booked it. Well, that's great, except I can't make the arrangements of a shuttle and all that, because I have to see my Air Canada representative who didn't know we had to go see and also wasn't there. Besides that, wasn't there. So, yeah. What did I do? Well, I rented a shuttle for all the people in the party. And I paid for the shuttle for everybody to get there, because they had already paid for it. And some of these people saved years and years to go on vacation. And to throw in, oh, by the way, you need to give me another $170 US to get back to the airport today. Wasn't going to do it. So I made arrangements with the people at the hotel to get a transport company over to shuttle us all over there, and I covered it, and I will be going after Air Canada for the money back. You can guarantee that, because this was ridiculous. If you're supposed to see somebody, let the client know to go see somebody. And if you have representatives on site, maybe have a sign somewhere in the resort saying, you know, if you need to talk to your travel representative, they're over there. Because this was literally 100 yards down the hall, down a corridor, in this back room with no windows. That's what I had to find. Will I ever do this again? No. Because I could have just got off at the airport, walked over to one of the 30 different booths that were there and say, I want to hire this car to bring me there. And by the way, it was about $50 cheaper a person doing it that way than booking it through Air Canada. And so I love Air Canada because the flights have been great. The service has been great as far as airlines is concerned and everything. But this whole transfer thing has been a complete debacle from the moment we left.